What is up, guys? So in this episode, it's like a be continued from the last episode we left off on. In the last one, we were doing some of the sidebar styles and whatnot, making it mobile, and the sidebar looked pretty horrible. So we're gonna finish that off and get that nailed away, along with creating a dummy note to just show you what it looks like visually. And we're just gonna do those two things, which is get the sidebar officially looking right the way I want it, and putting a dummy note in there so you can see what the notes will be, what the notes will look like in the sidebar when you go to populate it from the server. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do in this one. We're gonna start off by getting this sidebar figured out. I know in the last video I had like this red box. I went ahead and deleted that because that looked pretty hideous. So we need to go ahead and style this up. What we're going to do is we're going to make a few adjustments, I would say. For starters, let's see. So we got the header container, which is this area right here. And we got the header top and the header below. Okay. Now, they're all in the same section. It's all in the same header. So this is the header top. This is the header below. Okay, as you can see. Now in the header, the overall header container, we want the width of it. Let me see, the width to be full. And then for that container, we actually want a border on it, okay? So we want a border. Now if we just put a regular border on there, I believe it's gonna put it, all around the border, all around the edges. But we don't really want it all around the edges. We only want it on the bottom. So if we say border right 0, then it won't give us a border on the right side. Okay, and this is from Tailwind. Actually, let me pull that up. And if we type in border widths, I think, is it? Yeah. So border width, yeah. So you got all of these properties for the border. Right now we're using the border right 0, so these are border rights and the width and whatnot. So we basically got a 0 pixels on the right side, right? And then what we want to do is we're going to put an overall border minus the right side, but all the other parts. We're going to put border gray 500. Okay, so let's see how that looks. Okay, so you don't see it right now, but you should in a second. So then we'll put a shadow on it. So everything else, yeah, see, now you see it. Now you see that if I expand this out, you don't see it on the side here. Because if we had the whole border, it'll put that shadow on the side as well. I mean, it probably doesn't look like it, but I know it would. That's why I didn't want to put a border right there. I just want it to look like it's at the bottom only. Alright, so let me put that back in there. Okay. So that's what the bottom part would look like, right? So we got that down. That's how originally we wanted it to look. And then the next part we got to do is, let's see. Well, we got to color. Let me see. Just a header top. I'm trying to think, was there anything else I needed besides color these blue? I wanted to color the buttons blue. I can just go ahead and do that now by doing text. I believe it's text color. Let me check. Text color, text gray. See, that gives us all the properties of what colors that we want to make text. So we just scroll down here to the blue. There we go. And we kind of just say what width, basically, like how thick, or I mean not how thick, but how dark we want this blue color. I don't want it that dark. Maybe 600. So I can do and copy that and put it right here, and it'll automatically make it should make the button blue actually. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, I don't have a class name on there. Doy. Class name equals that. There we go. We're gonna do the same thing for the register here, but on the P, of course. Okay. I believe. I mean, of course, it looks pretty gross, but it'll look better once we get like deep into it, you know. I wonder why this is not like a actual H1 or actual H3. It doesn't get bigger. I don't know why it does that. Maybe if I put that in here and then get rid of the div, that mess it up, or no, it doesn't mess it up. Still doesn't make it like a H3 though. H1 should be bigger than that. I don't know why it does that. I'll probably have to figure that out a little later. But we mostly got, I believe, everything said here. Oh, okay. There's one more else. There's one more thing. The other thing we got to do is we got to put our notes down here. Well, we have to get our notes component and render it in this div here. So let's finish that div. Okay, so we got to do, let's see, import notes from, what file is it in? Is it in components? I believe so, yeah, there we go. Every time I save it always does that. I hate when it does that. And then we just grab our notes there. It could have auto imported if I would have just typed it. Forgot object. What do you mean? Am I supposed to do like this? Oh. Right. Okay. Yeah. I know what it's doing. It's throwing an error because we don't have anything inside of our notes. So that's why it's throwing an error, which is correct. So I was right the first time. It's not that. Okay. So far, just so we can get that error out of there, let's do CF. And I think it's not working. Okay. What was it? It was RF functional component. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to, of course, do all this down here for nodes. Make this an arrow function, of course. Like that. React fragment in there. I do that with all my things. I don't wrap it in an overall div anymore. I just go ahead and use that React fragment. Alright, now in here we need to render out a dummy note. Okay. Just a regular div looking note that we can find from Tailwind. That way we'll have something visually that we can see. Okay, so let's search for cards or something like that. Something similar. We just need something. That one. I don't have many. Okay, I'll go with this one. We'll just modify. We'll just delete all the stuff that we don't need. So we're gonna copy this whole one right here. Put it there. It's giving an error because of that. Right there. Um, then, okay, why is it doing? I hate when it does that. Word wrap. There we go. It's cutting off. Why is it? Oh, because I got it. There we go. I got the. Okay, there we go. Now, okay, see, yeah, it looks like that, right? And then, of course, we need to move that down some because that looks too cluttered. Let me see. We're gonna move that down. Okay, so it's margin top, MT for margin top, and that will bring it down so it won't be too cluttered. What is this? What is background? Is this? Background's throwing me off, so I'm gonna have to do a different background because I can't really see it. I mean, it has a nice shadow on it. I'll keep the shadow, but I'm not able to see what's going on there. Let's bring that down a little bit more. 12. Let's see. Okay, that's good. That's fine. Look like that. Of course, delete all the stuff that we don't need. Where is it? We don't need an image. Get that bad boy out of there. We don't need this div that has all this hashtags in it. Don't need that. And let me see. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty much about right. Delete that max width right there. There we go. So it goes all the way over. Okay. So if we on like a small screen, it goes all the way over. That background is like really throwing me off. I gotta change that. Okay. And of course this we can leave that the same. This will be what our title is of our note, and then the small little description of what it says. Let's make that a little bit less text there. It's not gonna have that much in there. There we go. That looks about right. Actually, looks like it needs a little more, but no, it's fine. Let me see. All right, so the background of this. Where's the background? Background. If you go here to background, color. What color are we trying to go for? Something that you could actually see. So, but it doesn't, it can't be like too off pattern with the background here. So it has to be, of course, like a whitish color. So I'll say BG gray. I'll try that one. See what that looks like. You can kind of see it a little bit. Let's tone that shadow down. What shadow? Did I have a shadow medium? Shadow small? Shadow. Oh yeah. Shadow medium. Oh, that's a huge shadow. Shadow inner. Shadow medium. Nope. Medium. Our regular shadow is probably even smaller. Let me see. Just regular shadow. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I like that. I like a regular shadow. Not too much, because you don't want to draw the attention off too much, because it's just a note, so it shouldn't be too fancy. I like that. That's good. That color, I see it, but I would like to see it more. Two. Oh no, that's terrible. That doesn't even go with the colors. All right, go back to one. All right, that's good. We'll just use that for the color of it, and then what we'll do is um, I mean that looks pretty good, and then on the smaller version, it spreads all the way out, so that's good. Um, I actually think that is about right. I think we might be all set with that. I have to check though. Let me see. Got the header. Oh, okay. I'm referring to my notes. How to make this one? Okay, that's what it is. Okay, so how to make this text bigger? Because as you can see, the H1 is not popping up as a bigger font style. So what I can do is text font, because I think they, or text size. Where is it? Text, or is it size? Font size. Yeah. So they have different they have different font sizes that you can apply to the text to make it bigger, because obviously our plain H1 is not doing it for some reason. So we'll do text dash, so basically 2x 2XL, like, you know, not extra large, but 2x basically. um yeah, that's better. That's better. I could make it bigger, but no, that's good. So that's how you make that text big. Again, I don't know why the H1 wasn't kicking in. Another thing, when I make this a href, we're gonna do href equals like that. I don't want to make a button, because if I make it a button, if I leave it a button like that for the register, it'll have that over it. I don't want that over it. That looks nasty. So if I make it an href, like if I was to click on the login, it doesn't do anything, of course, but it doesn't have that really nasty blue outline to it. I don't want that, so I'm gonna go with href, and then the href, what it's gonna do, what it's gonna do in the long run is that it's gonna what is it gonna do? It's gonna trigger our login modal, but that's in the future videos. All right. Actually, no, I did that totally wrong. I'm sorry. This is actually a button. This is a button. I could have sworn I made it something else because I didn't want it to be. Okay, I'm gonna keep those as buttons. I'm gonna keep them as buttons. Sorry about that. Because I forgot you can't put like on click handlers on anchor tags. So I'm gonna keep those as buttons. It's just gonna look nasty when I click on them. That's gross. But yeah, I think that about does it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that about does it. Just to check this out, let me go on my notes, create another one just to see what it looks like when I have two. Okay. So margin bottom 3. 4? Okay, that's good enough. Actually, 3 was good enough. Okay, I'm gonna keep the margin bottom at 3 for that one. Other than that, that looks good for now. You know, um, that's as far as I want to go for the sidebar and whatnot. So yeah, that ends it for this tutorial. In the next one, I should be working on getting into React hooks and setting that up. That's gonna be fun. So yeah, that's my plan for the next video. So that's what I'm gonna do for the next one. And if you guys liked this one, go ahead and hit that like button if you want. Um, and I will see you guys in the next one.